Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about how to find clarity in your business and for your brand. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm providing tips, marketing tips and business tips for spiritually open entrepreneurs. And I'm so excited to talk about this topic today because I find that so many people are struggling and really seeing what is their next best step in their business. So if you're one of them and you have already started with your business, maybe you're a coach, you're an online course creator, you have some sort of momentum already going on, but you feel like you're hitting the ceiling, you're not reaching those numbers, you're not gaining the traction that you want, it's probably because you're not clear on what you actually are offering or who you stand for, like what is your brand. So let's dive into this. And today I want to provide a few tips because I would love for you to understand that there is a process. It's not about guessing. It's not about, randomly choose the business or an idea or service. It's actually gaining clarity step by step. And I help my clients go through that process with me. And I would love for you to just follow along. So grab a pen and paper and let's dive in. First thing that I would love you to do is focus on your values. So what is it that you truly are convinced that you value the most? So your values, if you haven't really done so, go ahead and grab a piece of paper or a Google Doc and jot that down. Write down exactly what is it that you like, the values that you stand for and your brand and your company, so to speak, is representing. That is so important, not only for yourself to really get clear on that, but also, in fact, if you include these values in your daily messaging, in your marketing, in everything that you send out, you will attract exactly those people who have the same values. So it's the law of attraction principle here as well. And then after getting really clear on what is really, really important for you, you go ahead and create a vision. I'm sure if you're in business and have been in business for some time, you do know why you're doing this. So this is not something that you probably do for the first time, but it doesn't matter. Even if you've done it a million times before, if you're doing this exercise with me today and you go through this video because you feel like there's still something missing, then go ahead and go open a fresh document or use a fresh piece of paper and just sit down, tune in. What is it that you really want to create? What is the motivation that gets you out of bed in the morning? Why do you want to offer what you're offering? And why are you so excited about the service that you're creating and putting out there in the world? So having this overall big vision will help you actually, assemble the pieces that will lead you towards that vision. So in order to realize your vision and make it happen in reality, you need to be crystal clear and really vividly paint it. So it helps to make this sound very like fill the vision with emotional words. How will you feel once you've created the vision? Why are you really, really, really attached to this vision? How, like, write everything down that comes and pops up and comes to your mind, because it will help you to actually, well, it's also one tool. The visualization part of creating your reality is something that we teach in our membership, Magnetized Soul, as well. But today it's not about visualization in itself, but if you want to gain clarity with your brand and your business, it needs to be crystal clear. Your motivation, your motor, your thriving engine needs to know, why, where's your North Star? Where are you going with this? Okay, I hope this makes sense. So make this as vividly and as colorful as possible. And once you have your values and your vision, so to speak, in front of your eyes, and you know exactly how this all creates and comes together, you need to know who the ideal person is it is you want to work with, right? So it doesn't help much if you create a vision and and you don't include someone who you want to create this vision for. So ideally, you know your avatar, your client, your ideal client already, but you would be surprised how many business owners actually are in business and have no clue who their market is and who they're actually serving, or if they have like a diluted version of their ideal client in their minds. So also it is really crucial, not only for yourself. So if you may be a solopreneur or you have a small team, you need to have a document where it's all described and put in order, so that everyone who comes into your team and into your company, they know exactly who they serve and how this person looks like. What is their pain point? What is their biggest problem? What is their biggest wish, desire, dreams, hopes? How do they find their information online? On which platform do you see them the most? Where do they ask the question? What questions do they ask? So all these types of descriptions and information around your ideal client is so important in the process of gaining clarity for your business and brand, that you can't ignore this step. And if you haven't done so, you need to do this first thing. Like, stop posting on social media, stop going ahead with creating an online course. You get to be really, really clear on who you're serving first. And if you're in this luxury position of, not having decided yet, and you're still like, oh, I'm trying to figure out who I want to serve first, then tune in and go back to previous experiences and ask yourself, with who did you enjoy working the most? So you must have had any interaction. If you don't have previous experiences, or you don't have any clients that you can look back onto, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you have had conversation with your friends, family, the neighbor, any conversation that you felt inspired, that you felt you helped someone, and you pulled out your expertise, your knowledge, gave them some sort of guidance. That is an experience that I want you to remember and recall. And then imagine and remember the person. What type of person was that? Describe this person as detailed as possible, because this is how your ideal client looks like. You don't want to attract someone who, doesn't have the same values, who doesn't, is not in the same energy and the same frequency like you, because then your work turns into something that will be resistant. So let's make sure that you're really only inviting people into your world who are on the same level like you, who are striving for the same goals, and most of the times it's truly like this. Your ideal client is, if you're a coach, for example, most likely, or chances are that your ideal client is actually your old you. So you, when you were, 5 years ago, how did you feel? How did you think? What did you consume? Which news, which media, which platforms were you on? What problems did you have? So it makes it really helpful to look into that, if that is your case. Like, if you really are, you went through a process and you now resolved the problem that you're now turning into a service or offer, that you imagine yourself in the shoes of your previous you, or your ideal client, the ones that you have already worked with. And then once this is really clear, who you want to help, you of course need to find out, or know what problems you want to solve, or what problem, because I'm sure your ideal client doesn't only have one problem. So didn't you, right, back then? And you get to decide which problem you want to solve. So your service, your course, your coaching package, whatever you are creating right now needs to address this problem. And it has to be so obvious that, and so laser focused, that your ideal client out there can't but buy from you. So if you're still in this creation phase and you sit down and think about your product or service, it's easy to craft this, right? But what if you've already started? What if you are an established coach, an entrepreneur who has already their services and products out there? What would you do? Do you now throw everything into the virtual bin, or start over again? There are two answers to this. It could be a yes and it could be a no. It depends. It really depends. It's not that easy, friends. So it really depends. Like if your existing offers kind of solve the problem that you now discovered after going through this process with me, you feel like, yes, I'm touching upon a few of the pain points, but it's not laser focused. Then what you do, you pivot in your business. Yes, of course, you choose the elements that still are valuable. You go back into your toolbox and take out those tools that will help your client and assemble it new. And this is the beauty of being a virtual, service provider, a coach online, an entrepreneur. In nowadays, it's so easy to reinvent yourself and to pivot in your business, and in order to make it valuable for your clients, but also so that it's aligned with what you're truly passionate about. Because there's no way that you can truly attract your ideal or your soul client if you're not aligned, or if your service is not aligned with what you're truly passionate about. And that is the last question for you in this process that will also help you to, when you assemble your new offer or you reassemble the existing offer, the question of what is it that lights you up? What truly makes you excited? Like how does this feel like when you're in your zone of genius? And I will put up a video and link it here too, like how to find this zone of genius, because it's so important that we are only operating in this zone of genius as creators. We are creating, right? So it should really always come from the heart and speak from the soul. And once you're in your flow and you're acting and serving from your zone of genius, work doesn't feel like work anymore. And your days will turn into like very fast, light, and joyful moments in time. And that's how it's actually supposed to be. If you love this type of advice and content, please make sure to check out my newest program that I created with my friend Carrie Dutton, and we are so excited to present Magnetized Soul. I will link to it in the description below. It's all about you getting in your zone of genius, you aligning with your soul so that you can actually carve out the best of you and show the world your inner you, your truth, and speak your truth on a daily basis. So I hope you will find clarity for your brand, for your business, based on the questions that I provided here. Also the descriptions, I will list them so you can go through them and revisit this video as many times as you need to. If you like the video, please press like and share it with your friends or with your business colleagues. And thanks for watching. See you next time.